Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. It's Canadian content time, folks, and this time we are getting into a band I have yet to cover, 3 Days Grace. Part of what I like to call the Canadian invasion. Basically, between like 2001 and 2004, a lot of Canadian bands really came bursting out onto the music scene. You know, Nickelback kind of kicked it off in 2001. 2003 was both 3 Days Grace's first album here and Billy Talent's first album. Now, I like the artwork here. Simple, basic, really cool. Not a fan of how they put the tracks on the back. I get the aesthetics behind it. It looks cool when you go at it from an aesthetics point of view. From it, I actually want to read it point of view. It's a little annoying. If it was on vinyl, be much better. CD, too small. I'm getting old, man. My eyes. Making that joke a lot. Spend too much time looking at the TV. Or the screen, or my phone. Okay, folks, moving on. Let's get into the songs here, okay? Album opens up with Burn. It's a really good start to the album. Really chunky riffs. Nice. Kicks it off good. After that, we're into Just Like You. I don't remember if this one or the next track was the first single. I really think it was the next one. But this one burned up the Canadian music single scene huge. I remember it as clear as I think about it right now. Like it just, the only problem is it has a very, very familiar flow to the next song as well, and made my household at the time constantly think of AC/DC Syndrome and thinking how this could lead to a problem, especially with this being the second single. It's something that still happens actually with this band. Like every time a single gets released from this band, it always sounds the same. It's AC/DC Syndrome. And it really sucks because they have a good diversity of music in here. I don't know. So then we get into I Hate Everything About You. This was the first single. I did go and check up all the data and everything like that. It's the first single. It was also one of the biggest red flags I ever ignored in my relationship with my ex-wife, as the two of us used to love to sing the song at each other. Red flag should have. And we stayed for a decade after that, and it was all my fault. Okay, I, however, do love this song. It is very simple. That chorus, man. I hate everything about you. You hate everything about me too. You know, it just great singable chorus, man. Big, thick, heavy, chunky. It's great. Then we go into Home, and remember that red flag thing applies to this one too. Another great chorus. Problem is, the last three songs, like all three songs of these, were the big singles, and they all had a very similar vibe. They aren't the same song, but there are a lot of flow and layout and stuff like that. Kind of cookie cutter-ish, almost, sort of ways where you could say it's comparison. And Home was the third single. Now, at this point in the album, I'm not sure if they're trying to push the teenage angst or early 20s relationship misery. Based on a little research and seeing that the band had actually been around since like 92 under a different name, I want to say that this is more of that 20s relationship misery, which just coincidentally works really well as teenage angst. Then we're on to Scared. This song could have been a single, but I think it wasn't due to the opening riff. The opening riff, it's just a little, maybe too much. I'm not sure. Then it does this repeat throughout the song, but I call it the main riff. The point is, it sounds kind of like Billy Talent, and since this would have been up against Billy Talent at the time, it would have led to too many comparisons, possible ripoff, arguments, blah 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 blah. So they were better off to leave it as a album cut, which I think was definitely a much better choice. Let You Down follows that up. Not a bad tune, but not a tune I could see too many people going gaga over. It's an album cut. Now or Never follows that up. This one's very post grunge, early Nickelback, kind of some Stained, maybe some Blink 182 when they started going emo. A couple of those other guys, and then you sprinkle in a little Simple Plan over top of the chorus. Just kind of weird, but works for that time period. It's dated. Born Like This. This one couldn't be a radio single in 2003. 1993, absolutely. This definitely would have been a single in 1993. It'd be right out there with like Tool doing Sober and stuff like that. Not saying that it sounds like Tool, but it's the best comparison that I've got in sound and tone, texture, stuff like that. Until you hit the chorus, and then it sounds a little bit more like Helmet to me. This would totally be a song that some people would say is even possibly their favorite track off of this album. Chances are they'd be grunge / metal fans. Just kind of in that weird zone in there, man. This song was 1993. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this song possibly was a holdover from their early days. You know, it was just one of those songs that they kept going with all those years because it worked. Drown. This is definitely a lot more of the same at this point. Wake Up. This one was a single, but was too much like the other songs to truly stand out at this point. Take Me Under, not a bad album track, but nothing special. And then Overrated. This one is like Corrosion of Conformity, Helmet, Tool, all of those come to mind on this song. I really dig this one, and I think it closes out the album really well. Now, as a first album from a band, I think this was a really good kickoff album. It was a good start. I wish I would have picked this up way earlier in my days, possibly. I think I may have enjoyed it a little bit more. May have disliked it a little bit more. I'm not sure. I do know that you're going to be getting some more 3 Days Grace coming. I happen to have these albums given to me. I don't remember who I got them from. Like I said, I got a lot of people who've been giving me CDs in recent years just because they're clearing out their stuff. They don't listen to them anymore. So I go and I throw them in, I throw them on, and we'll see what we can do with them. Anyways, folks, check it out. It's a cool album. If you can find it used, pick it up used. If you got to buy it new, I don't know if they've done a reissue. We've hit the point where it's celebrating 20 years now. Maybe there's going to be a 20th anniversary issue. If there is, it's got bonus tracks. Go pick that up. Okay, cool. But if you're like me and you're just listening to the album to check it out, used copy's cool. All right, folks, I'm done. Let me know what you think. 3 Days Grace, first album. On your way down in the comment section, you'll see a link to Patreon. Please click on that. You can give me some money that way. Money, 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 money. Please give me money. Sorry, okay, folks. Like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. Rumble, locals, gotta mention those. Peace, love, take care.